Alright, the sun's finally coming up. I realized I'm in the same place where I said yesterday there wasn't a trail, and I found a packed trail. There was a trail, my line was covered on the map. My face is still thawing out, so I can't speak normally. Anyway, I'm just cruising through here. I'm passing just a bit north of Mulkey Pass. I also realized the line I drew, this might not be the most efficient. It's all on trail, so I was hoping it would be faster, but I wish I knew how many miles out of the way it's going to be. It's a 30-mile day, and it could easily be, I wonder if it could add 5 miles. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. It might be a cold one and a tired one by the end. Also, where'd the trail go? Trail there. Right. Oh well, it's just down here anyway. So much ice. I also think it might be snowing ever so slightly, except the sky looks pretty clear, so I'm not really sure where it's coming from. Although I did notice there's some clouds off behind me. Anyway, now that the sun's finally up, I can start to thaw out. I'm not sure how well I'm quite sure it's snowing. I'm not sure how well these snowflakes will show up, but it's not supposed to be snowing. Luckily, that's never going to accumulate. But I hope the forecast is not massively wrong, or it might be hard to get my car out of here. But I feel pretty good. There shouldn't be any snow in the forecast. Down there is Dutch Meadow with Mooah Mountain center frame. But I'm just going to go along here. And then just, it's not really obvious, but it's kind of straight through there. I think I was wrong before. This is Dutch Meadow. I'm also starting to wonder if these, what I thought were snowflakes, are actually ash. I keep trying to catch one, but I can't. Because if it melts, it's not ash. There's not smoke in the sky either. I don't know what's going on here today. It's very strange. So I finally caught some of these things that are falling. They are indeed snowflakes. Look at this sky. It's completely blue. I mean, there's some clouds over there. Some clouds over there in the distance. Very little. I don't get it. The mysteries of the weather. Anyway, I'm just walking down here. It's a pretty area. How pretty is this area? I just love this. Although every time I take off my gloves, I completely lose control of my fingers in about a minute. So I need to get them back on pretty quickly because it takes a while to warm up. Oh, there's a bird. I can't see it. How are you staying warm up here, man? Anyway, there's, I think it's like Sharknose Ridge or something. That should be either my first or last peak of the day. I haven't decided yet. But I'm just going to take the PCT around here through that, I think. I'm on the first peak of the day. It's an unnamed summit, just off the Pacific Crest Trail and on the Sierra Crest. Well, actually, I don't actually know if I'm on the peak. This is the first potential. There's a cairn there. I thought the Sierra Challenge people had come here, and I figured they would have left a register. But there wasn't one here. That's a launch-in. So I'm going to go check out these other two outcroppings and then figure out where I'm going to leave a register if there isn't. I'll probably leave it here if there isn't one. Just because, I don't know, it's on the crest and there's a cairn. And it looks like it could be high, but maybe those two will look higher. Anyway, I'm going to take a look. Didn't expect to have any class 3 on this trip given where I am, but I think this is peak 10820. It's pretty short, so I'll just scramble up this ledge, and the top is right there. So that's kind of cool. I took my gloves off though, so my hands are going to get cold really quickly. A 45-second scramble. Let's say it's just some easy ledges. I actually don't think this is the right peak though. So I just rejoined the PCT after that last peak. The one I was on was the correct spot. But how cool is this? It reminds me of Cartago Peak, which makes sense because I'm somewhat close to it. Anyway, I'm just going to continue on the PCT south for a bit, then head off and tag one more peak before turning around. I'm pretty sure this is the next objective straight ahead. And when it's at pinnacles like this, sometimes it's hard to find the summit. I'm guessing it's that broad one in the center there. It looks like that's the highest. So I'm going to try to keep a mental picture of that as I get closer. because I don't want to climb them all. All right, I made it to peak 10, I think 380. Also, I realized how much ice I've made today. So it's focused, I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyways, it's not warm. Every time I open that, what's going on here? Every time I open that container, it's capped with ice and I have to break into it. Anyway, there's Kern Peak again. So what I'm gonna do is just go straight down here to the PCT, pick that up, and then tag Sharknose Ridge on the way out. I think I called it Shark Tooth earlier. That is not correct. In the Owens Valley, shouldn't be lazy. I know I've showed it multiple times, but it's just so cool. It's just over here. Take a look. Oh. You can see we're at the very south side of it here. It's a dry Owens Lake. Maybe that tall one in the center right there, maybe that's telescope. I should look that up at some point. So I was totally wrong, by the way, about which peak was, I think, 10,380. The stuff I was looking at before, one of those, I think, is actually Cartago out there. There we go. The peak I went to, here, actually. I think it was that. It took me 8 hours to get there, and that was about 15 miles. So I'm slightly concerned, because you can see the size of my shadow growing here. Well, concerned. I just think, God, these long days, they add up. But it's all good. It's still beautiful out here. All right, here's the last peak, Sharknose Ridge. Kind of wish I had done it earlier now, because now I don't want to do it, because it looks bigger than I thought. And it's already going to be kind of a late night. Well, we'll see how late it is. Anyway, it's a cool area, though. So the sun's getting pretty low in the sky. But hopefully I can get to the summit, get off the summit before it gets dark. That's the goal. Another view of Sharknose Ridge. I'm almost there. I'm just gonna go up this slope here. It's so cold now that my snot has frozen in my facial hair, which is awesome. I mean, by all rights, I should be miserable, but I love it out here. I mean, this is so. Look at this. I feel so dumb that I still don't know what these trees are. I always think everything's foxtail pines, although I know they're rare and only grow in a few places. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, these are foxtail pines. Anyway, time to go finish this thing up in the setting sun. It's just glorious out here. So I did a slowish 360. I don't always go too fast. So that's Alancha Peak, the center. Coming around here. The sun, Kern Peak in the center. Peeking up in the background in the center, it's the Sequoias. I think Langley in the very back there, Stark off to the left. Doesn't look like there's a register, just some rocks. I thought the challenge came here, and I would have thought they'd left one, so I don't know. I've been missing it. But I kind of want to get out of here. So I'm going to throw one down and skedaddle. I was hoping this would get some video. Darn it, pictures show up. Grainled. Anyway, back to Horseshoe Meadow. Just a few more miles. Oh, tired and cold, but very happy.